Your brain may be failing years before memory disappears, quietly sending signals you were taught to ignore. What if the first warning isn't forgetting names, but the body betraying you in ways that feel unrelated, invisible, and terrifyingly silent? Welcome to Wellness Unfolds, where we explore the deepest mysteries of human health and the silent signals your body sends you. Deep within the intricate architecture of your brain lie millions of tiny blood vessels, working tirelessly to sustain your cognitive life. These microscopic pathways are the unsung heroes of our existence, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the deepest corners of our minds. However, when these tiny vessels sustain damage over time, the consequences can be devastating, yet remain completely hidden for many years. We call this condition small vessel disease, a silent epidemic that often predates memory loss and major strokes by decades. Today, we will uncover the 8 specific signs that indicate these vital connections are struggling, long before a diagnosis is made. We begin our countdown with sign number 8, a subtle change in processing speed that is often the very first warning. This sign manifests as a noticeable decline in thinking speed, where the brain takes longer to process new information or questions. It is not about forgetting the answer, but rather the delay in retrieving it, like a computer with a lagging processor. This slowed processing speed is the most sensitive indicator, often appearing 1 or 2 years before any memory issues surface. Family members might notice that conversations feel disjointed, or that their loved one cannot keep up with the pace of dialogue. Complex information becomes overwhelming simply because the brain's internal clock is running slower than the world occurring around it today. Doctors look for this specific lag because it suggests that the white matter tracks connecting brain regions are losing efficiency. Think of it as a high-performance vehicle that is suddenly forced to drive through thick mud, slowing down every single movement. Moving on to sign number 7, we encounter difficulties with executive function, the management system of the human brain. Executive function allows us to plan, organize, and execute complex multi-step tasks, like cooking a meal or managing household finances. A person may still have a perfect memory of the past, yet find themselves unable to organize their future actions effectively. This happens because the frontal connections, responsible for logic and planning, are highly susceptible to small vessel damage early on. They might start a project but never finish it, or struggle to figure out the correct sequence of steps required. Tasks that require multitasking or switching focus become nearly impossible, leading to abandonment of hobbies they once truly loved doing. Family members often mistake this for laziness or stubbornness, not realizing the brain's command center is actually under significant stress. When the executive center fails, life becomes a series of insurmountable obstacles, even if memory remains completely intact and sharp. Sign number 6 is a physical manifestation of brain damage, appearing as a distinct change in the person's walking pattern. We often observe a shuffling gait, where the feet seem magnetically attached to the floor, making walking look difficult and labored. Turning becomes a precarious maneuver, often requiring multiple small steps instead of one smooth pivot, increasing the risk of falls. This occurs because the nerve fibers controlling leg motor function run through the deep brain areas most vulnerable to ischemia. The stance often widens to compensate for poor balance, a subconscious adjustment the body makes to prevent a potential collapse. Unlike arthritis, which causes pain, this gait change is painless, but stems from a disconnection between intention and motor execution. Neurologists consider this gait a major red flag, linking mobility issues directly to the health of the brain's blood vessels. Observing the wear pattern on shoes can sometimes reveal this shuffling habit long before a doctor formally diagnoses the condition. We have arrived at sign number 5, arguably the most critical and overlooked symptom: unexplained bladder issues and urinary urgency. This presents as a sudden, uncontrollable need to urinate or incontinence, often unrelated to bladder infections or prostate problems. Normally, the frontal lobe sends inhibitory signals to the bladder, telling it to hold on until the appropriate time comes. When small vessel disease damages these pathways, the do not void signal fails, leading to embarrassing and confusing accidents. Many patients silently suffer, restricting their fluid intake or avoiding social outings, attributing it incorrectly to natural aging processes. Families and even some doctors miss this connection, treating the bladder endlessly, while the brain remains the untreated culprit. If urgency appears alongside slowed thinking or gait changes, it is a classic triad of symptoms for vascular cognitive impairment. Frequent nighttime urination can also be a sign, disrupting sleep and further impairing the brain's ability to heal itself. Understanding that this is a brain issue, not a bladder failure, is the first step toward proper management and dignity. The brain is the ultimate gatekeeper, and when its command lines are compromised, the body loses its ability to wait. Sign number 4 is apathy, a profound change in emotion that is frequently misdiagnosed as depression in elderly patients. Unlike depression, which involves sadness and despair, apathy is characterized by a lack of feeling, motivation, and interest in life. The person simply stops caring about their surroundings, hobbies, or even their loved ones, appearing emotionally flat and distant. This emotional blunting occurs because the circuits that generate drive and motivation are disrupted by the lack of blood flow. Family members often feel hurt, thinking the person has stopped loving them, when in reality, their emotional engine is broken. They are content to sit in a chair for hours, doing absolutely nothing, feeling neither happy nor sad about it. It is crucial to distinguish this from depression because antidepressant medications are often ineffective for treating vascular-induced apathy. The inner spark that drives human engagement fades away, leaving behind a shell that functions but does not truly live. Sign number 3 involves difficulty with focus and attention, specifically the inability to maintain concentration over a period of time. The affected individual cannot sustain their attention on a conversation, a movie, or a task without their mind drifting away. Their brain loses the ability to filter out distractions, making a noisy environment feel chaotic and impossible to navigate. They may withdraw from social gatherings because the cognitive load required to focus on multiple people becomes simply too exhausting. Simple tasks that require sustained visual attention become arduous battles, leading to incomplete chores and a sense of failure. This is not just boredom. It is a neurological failure where the battery powering the attention span drains incredibly fast. Sign number 2 is a subtle change in voice and speech patterns, often resembling the symptoms seen in Parkinson's disease. The voice may become quieter, softer, or monotonous, lacking the emotional ups and downs that normally color our daily speech. This happens because the fine motor control required for articulation is disrupted by the damage to deep brain pathways. Family members might constantly ask the person to speak up or repeat themselves, not realizing it is a medical symptom. It is not a problem with the lungs, but a failure of the brain to coordinate the muscles for projection. Finally, sign number 1 is the discrepancy between simple habitual abilities and the failure to handle complex, novel tasks. The person can still perform familiar routines perfectly, masking the disease, but fails completely when faced with something new. They might drive perfectly on familiar roads, but become dangerously confused if a detour forces them into an unknown area. This gap creates a false sense of security, as family members see them functioning well in their specific comfort zones. Routine is protected by different brain circuits, while complex adaptation requires the healthy white matter that is currently being destroyed. Recognizing this discrepancy is vital. If they fail at new complex tasks despite appearing normal, it is a warning sign. These 8 signs form a constellation of symptoms that point directly to the health of the brain's smallest vessels. The good news is that unlike Alzheimer's, the progression of small vessel disease can be slowed or even stopped. Controlling blood pressure, managing diabetes, and adopting a healthy lifestyle are your most powerful weapons against this silent threat. Early recognition allows for early intervention, preserving the person you love and the mind that makes them who they are. If you recognize these signs in yourself or a loved one, do not wait. Consult a neurologist for a checkup. Your brain is resilient, but it needs your help to maintain the delicate infrastructure that supports every thought and movement. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mind. Knowledge is your best defense against the unknown. Subscribe to Wellness Unfolds for more deep dives into your health. Take care of your brain, and it will take care of you. Let us dig deeper into the science of slowed thinking. It is not just about speed, but about connection integrity. The myelin sheath protects your nerve fibers like insulation on a wire. When vessels fail, this insulation begins to crumble. Without healthy myelin, the brain's communication system downgrades from a high-speed fiber optic network to a slow, unreliable connection. In strategy games or complex discussions, this delay becomes obvious. The processing power is there, but the latency is high. Executive dysfunction is particularly cruel because it attacks independence. It strips away the ability to manage one's own life. Managing medication schedules is a classic executive task. Failure here can lead to dangerous health complications for the patient. The prefrontal cortex is the CEO of the brain. When its supply lines are cut, the organization falls into chaos. Walking is not automatic. It requires constant feedback between the brain and feet. Small vessel disease disrupts this feedback loop. Uneven surfaces become treacherous because the brain cannot quickly adjust the body's center of gravity to prevent a fall. Doctors use the timed up and go test to measure this. A slight delay in turning is a diagnostic clue. The stigma surrounding bladder issues often leads to silence. Patients hide the symptoms, fearing embarrassment more than the disease itself. Fragmented sleep from bladder urgency deprives the brain of its nightly cleaning cycle, accelerating the damage to small vessels. This creates a vicious cycle. Brain damage causes bladder issues, which ruin sleep, causing further brain damage over time. Apathy is the thief of joy. It steals the color from life, leaving everything in shades of gray and indifference. Without the chemical reward of dopamine, wanting to do something vanishes. They can do it, but they see no point. Caregivers often suffer the most from this sign, feeling rejected by the person they are trying so hard to care for. Learning new skills becomes incredibly hard. The working memory buffer is too small to hold new information long enough. Imagine a computer with very little RAM. It freezes if you open more than one window. That is their reality. The voice is a motor function. Weakness here reflects the same white matter damage that causes the shuffling gait downstairs. This robotic monotone strips away the emotional context of communication, making them seem colder or more distant than they are. Habits are like paved highways. They are easy to travel. New tasks are like hacking through a jungle. They require effort. Social facades can be maintained for years. A person can be the life of the party but unable to manage banking. This masking ability is why small vessel disease is called the silent epidemic. It hides in plain sight until it cannot. What causes these vessels to fail? High blood pressure is the single biggest enemy of these delicate brain networks. Uncontrolled hypertension turns the gentle flow of life into a damaging torrent, scarring the vessels over many years. Diabetes is another major culprit. High blood sugar acts like a corrosive agent, eating away at the vessel lining. Smoking constricts these vessels, starving the brain of oxygen. Quitting is the most immediate way to stop the damage. Sleep apnea is also a silent killer. Oxygen deprivation at night suffocates the white matter while you are unconscious. Diet plays a massive role. The Mediterranean diet, rich in healthy fats and antioxidants, protects these vessels from inflammation. Aerobic exercise is like fertilizer for the brain. It encourages the growth of new vessels and repairs damaged ones. Keeping your blood pressure below 130/80 is the most effective strategy to prevent small vessel disease progression. The brain is incredibly plastic. Even if damage has occurred, healthy habits can help the brain reroute and compensate. Cognitive reserve is your backup generator. Learning new things builds a buffer that protects you against functional decline. Socializing is a complex cognitive workout. It requires memory, attention, and emotional processing, keeping the brain sharp and active. If you suspect these signs, an MRI scan can reveal the white matter changes long before they become catastrophic. These white spots on scans are the footprints of the disease. Seeing them is not a sentence, but a call to action. Adherence to medication for blood pressure and cholesterol is non-negotiable. It is the foundation of vascular brain health. You stand at a crossroads. Ignoring these signs leads to decline, while addressing them leads to preservation of self. Remember the triad: bladder urgency, shuffling gait, and slowed thinking. Together, they are the hallmark of this vascular condition. As caregivers, your observation is more powerful than any test. You see the changes that a 15-minute appointment misses. Keep a journal of these changes. Documenting the frequency of falls or memory lapses provides invaluable data for your neurologist. Treatment can improve quality of life significantly. It is about preserving these precious moments of connection with the next generation. Aging is natural, but suffering is not. We must stop accepting cognitive decline as an inevitable part of getting older. Science is advancing every day. We are learning how to repair these vessels and protect the white matter integrity. Do not let fear paralyze you. The scariest symptom is the one you ignore until it is too late to fix. Start with simple steps today. Drink water, take a walk, check your blood pressure. Small actions yield massive results. We cannot reverse time, but we can definitely influence the speed at which our biological clock ticks towards decline. From the subtle slowing of thought to the visible changes in walking and habits, the body tells a consistent story. If you take one thing from this video, let it be the connection between the bladder and the brain. And remember that apathy is not an attitude problem. It is a biological signal that the brain's motivation center is offline. Share this information with your family. Awareness is the first step in creating a supportive environment for our aging loved ones. You might save a life or a mind simply by helping someone recognize these signs before a major stroke occurs. Have you noticed any of these signs in yourself or someone you know? Let us know in the comments below. Your brain is the most complex and precious object in the known universe. It deserves your attention and your protection. Every day is a new opportunity to make choices that support your vascular health and preserve your cognitive future. Breathe deeply, live fully, and stay vigilant. The signs are there if you are willing to look for them. We hope this guide serves as a beacon, illuminating the path toward better brain health for you and your family. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us. Your commitment to understanding your health is truly inspiring to see. If you found this helpful, please check out our other videos on stroke prevention and dementia care, linked right here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an update from Wellness Unfolds. Our team is dedicated to bringing you the most accurate, life-saving health information available in the modern world today. As the old saying goes, we must keep the body healthy to keep the mind strong and clear. Let us work together to ensure that our golden years are filled with clarity, dignity, and connection with others. Listen to your body. It whispers before it screams. Hearing these whispers early is the key to a long life. May your vessels remain clear, your mind remain sharp, and your life remain full of the memories you cherish most. The universe within your mind is vast and beautiful. Protect it with knowledge, compassion, and healthy choices every single day. We leave you now with peace and the power of information. Take care of yourself and those around you. This has been a presentation by Wellness Unfolds, unfolding the secrets of health, one video at a time. Please remember that this content is for educational purposes only and does not substitute professional medical advice or diagnosis. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a condition. We want to thank the medical researchers and neurologists whose tireless work made this information accessible to the public. Like a lighthouse in the dark, awareness guides us away from the rocks and towards safe harbor in our health journey. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we will explore the impact of nutrition on cognitive longevity and vitality. Like this video if you learned something new, and share it to spread the word. Your support means everything. We are Wellness Unfolds, and we are honored to be a part of your journey towards a healthier life. Until next time, keep unfolding the mysteries of your body and mind. Stay healthy, stay curious, and stay safe. Wellness Unfolds, empowering you with the knowledge to live a longer, sharper, and more vibrant life. Goodbye for now.